Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. I hope we're all doing good. Happy Saturday. It's a lovely day, a day that the Lord has made, and we are all excited to see the beauty of another day. I have been wanting to come live for a good few days now, but haven't been able to because I wasn't well for the first half of the week, and then when I started to feel better, my whole schedule has been thrown out of the window, and I'm having to refigure out things and find myself. So please forgive me. It's been 3 years of doing things a particular way, and having to suddenly change, it's kind of like a big adjustment. So please bear with me. Hopefully this change is not going to be a long one and we can just get back to doing what we were doing before. But happy Saturday to everybody. I am so excited. I'm in my holiday home. I have my nieces around. They're doing their thing. And I thought, well, we should also have our time too. So I'm hiding in their study, and we're going to have a fantastic conversation. Hi, Vivian. Hi, Brighty. Hi, James. Hi, Seth. And hi, Mr. Sobitan. How are you? I hope we're all doing well, and I hope I haven't decimated completely anybody's name. I am so happy to be back. When I don't get my Facebook family, I don't feel the same. Like, something is missing in my life, and yeah, I'm just overwhelmed with emotion being here this morning and having my family here. Just as much as I was missed, or I missed you guys, I'm sure you also missed me too. So happy Saturday. Today, I just wanted us to talk about a particular emotion that we feel as humans, and really some of the things that can happen if we don't keep a handle on that particular emotion. It can have good things. A lot of times we see it as a negative thing, but actually it can also be a good thing that pushes you to do positive things that bring progress in your life. But equally, if not used correctly, can also ruin and completely decimate everything that you've worked hard for. Nothing other than anger. Anger is something that we all feel. As long as you're a human being that is breathing, there has come a time in your life when you've been angry. Some people get exceptionally angry, but anger is an emotion that we all feel. Okay, whether you like it or not, we all feel it. Hello, Yemi. Towela. Hello, Sister Sarah. How are you doing? Apostle Benjamin. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So what at all is anger? What is it? You know, it's an emotion. So I'm just reading here, how do I say it? A dictionary definition of anger as an emotion that is characterized by being antagonized by something or someone that you think has deliberately done something wrong against you. It's an emotion that we all feel. You wake up in the morning and your 10-year-old son or daughter has spilt milk all over your kitchen cabinet and left it there. That can drive you absolutely bonkers. You go to your 14-year-old son or daughter's bathroom and their clothes are lying everywhere. The tap is left open. Their knickers are everywhere. That can drive any parent bonkers. Your husband's come back from work, one pair of socks, half a pair of the sock is under the couch, the other pair is hanging on one of the shoulders of the couch. That can make you angry. You come back from work and your wife said something that's just ticked you off. Like, there's so many things that can make you angry. You're spoken down to at work. Your friends and colleagues don't respect you the way you think you deserve to be treated. Those are all things that can make us angry. And as I said, anger is permissible. If you're a Christian, the Bible talks about being angry as an acceptable emotion to feel. Because God himself, who made the heavens and the earth, got angry with the people that he had created. With things that he had made, he got angry with those same things, his own creation. But what the Bible also then goes on to tell us is that whilst we are allowed to be angry, we shouldn't allow the anger to make us or cause us to sin. That is where the whole issue lies. Being angry is one thing, but what you do with the anger is another. And that is really what I want us to talk about. Thank you so much for your comments. I can see them. And I love the love hearts, the red type that are coming off the screen. I'm seeing some thumbs up, but the love hearts really get me going. Right. So why is anger something positive that can push us to do progressive things? I remember a time in my life when I met a big sister of mine, somebody that I have a lot of reverence for, somebody that I respect to a very high degree. And I was caught up in a situation and she said something very hurtful, in my opinion, at that time to me. Now, because this is somebody that I have a lot of respect for, and I understood that the comment that she made was not coming from a place of hurt to put me down or anything, but she's just very matter-of-factly. She says it as it is. And sometimes when something is said to you matter-of-factly, it can hurt. So initially I was quiet. I was processing the whole thing because the comment she made me feel sad. It made me feel bruised because I thought my pride and my ego had been bruised. How dare she say that to me? But after she said the thing that she said, when I actually went to process what had been said, it was the truth and it hurt. Now, because it hurt, it meant that I had to elevate myself past the anger and progress in my thinking so that the thing that she was talking about does not happen again, or I don't fall a victim to that sort of thing again. As I said, sometimes you can get angry at a situation or at yourself for something that you've done. And that anger that you're feeling inside of you is a driver to actually make you a better person. To think that, this decision that I made wasn't a pleasant one. It wasn't a good one. It wasn't going to help me get me to where I needed to be. And so you know what? I'm going to do a 360 on myself and become a completely different human being. And you know, you can thank me later. Anger at the same time, because of those emotions that it makes you feel. Look, I'll give you an example. I woke up this morning and I was looking through the comments on some of the videos that you have on this page here and all of that, because it gives me an idea about the sorts of things that my audience are feeling, that people want me to probably talk about. I get so many ideas from the engagement that I see on the videos. And one of the things that somebody said, on the face of it, just looking at it by itself, I could get angry. It was a video that I recorded many moons ago. I probably just got out of bed and I just wanted to do a video. So I just turned on my camera and started talking, as I would normally do. And then this person said something very hurtful. She said, what did she say? Put makeup on or something like that. And on the face of it, I would have been defensive and gotten upset. How dare she tell me? Am I her child? How dare she tell me to groom myself or put makeup on or put lip gloss on or put lipstick on? What the hell? What does she mean? This is my page. I can do what I like. This is my platform. But no, I sat down and thought about it and I said, yeah, maybe this wasn't the place for her to say such a thing. She could have privately messaged me and said to me, hey, Han, your video is really good, but I think that if you put some makeup on, it will look even better. That is a nicer way to say it, right? But to text this thing publicly for everybody to read, whoosh, That's hurtful. And some time ago in my past, I'd have probably just blocked this person and deleted everything and just forgotten about her or him or whatever. But you see, with reflection, thinking, processing, you recognize that even you, at the best of the best of the best, is still not perfect. Maybe this person said what she said out of love. She didn't put it in the right forum. But hey, I will take it and I will move with it. And I've come to a place of acceptance that, look, when you were deciding that you're putting yourself in the public domain, not everybody is going to love what you do, understand what you do, or love what it is. And sometimes it is good to take constructive criticism so that you can also improve as a person. So today, that's how I decided to take that message. It didn't hurt me one bit. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm never going to put a video out there ever again when I've just come out of bed. Because I just might not be wearing my makeup. I just might not be looking how I'm supposed to be looking. That is palatable for people to be able to consume the content. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the lessons for me that I want us all to learn so that we can elevate ourselves and become better people. There's so many comments and yet I'm not seeing any of them. It's really dreadful. Thank you so much, Sister Sarah. She said, you exude hope. Thank you so much. Now, why am I here talking about anger this morning? Because I just don't do things just for the heck of it. I see on social media that there are a lot of angry people. I'm sorry, but we just have to say it as it is. There is a lot of people that are very angry for a whole array of reasons on social media, and they're spewing this emotion everywhere. Sometimes it's because when they put content out there and people comment, the comments that are on the video makes the people that are creating the content feel disrespected. How dare you? How very dare you talk to me like that? For some people, their ego and their pride is actually injured and bruised by some of the commentary that people put there. But then sometimes I sit down and think about it. Why do people put that kind of commentary on your video? It must also mean that the people that are consuming your content are also getting something that is rubbing off them the wrong way. So sometimes, even though the information that you have is right, the way you present whatever you have to say also tells and goes a long way into determining whether people are going to consume your content and understand and accept what you're saying or not. Sometimes when people put videos out there, they expect that 100% everybody has to agree with their line of thinking. But I have come to a place of understanding that it takes all sorts to make the world go round. And variety is the spice of life. I am who I am. I love what I love. I do what I do. Some people get me. Some people wouldn't. I'm like Marmite. I don't like Marmite personally, but my father does. Some of my siblings do. Some hate it just like me. Some do. So, at the end of the day, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And you have to accept that. But some people find that really hard to deal with. That the mere fact that I'm on social media means that everybody has to love me, whether you want to love me or not. It doesn't work like that, honey. It just doesn't. So the earlier you just accept that as part of it and just go ahead and do what you have to do, so that your tribe, the people who get you, the people who understand you, the people that have similar energies to you can just get on with it and love you, the better for you. So that's the second thing. Sometimes the things that precede the anger is a feeling of vulnerability. Because all of a sudden, somebody has said something and it's making you feel unsure about yourself, right? People have said all manner of things. Like some of us have been here a while now. People say all kinds of things. You open your eyes too much when you're talking. When you do this, it scares me. But this is how I talk. I'm just expressing myself the way I know best. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to close my eyes when I'm talking? Like, that's just not normal, right? But that's just how life is. Some people would understand. Some people wouldn't. The same eyes that I have that I'm talking to you with. Some people think it's the most beautiful thing that I have. The most beautiful asset. I've been walking down the streets here in Calgary, in London, everywhere. And people say to me, oh my gosh, I just love your eyes. Oh my God. And some people think when I open up my eyes, it's scary. What can I do? This is what I've been given. And I just have to use it the way that I have to. Some people are intimidated because I'm a taller, bigger built woman. That intimidates a lot of people. But this is me. I've never been a bag of bones. That's just not my physique. I am a tall, stout human being. Take it or leave it. But that's just how I am. And I can't change anything about it. I love me for me. My mom is the petite, tiny. When I say that, she gets upset. But she is the petite, structured type of person. My father is tall and stout. And all the people in my father's family, 99% of them are tall and stout. The women, tall and stout. My grandmother, bless her heart, was 6 foot and 2 or 3 inches tall and not a tiny person. So, hey, it is what it is, right? There's nothing I can do about my genetics. I just love me for who I am. And when people accept you for who you are, hey, great. But even if they don't, so what? And sometimes that vulnerability, that feeling that, oh, I'm less than because somebody says that, you're too big or you're too small or your head is too big, your nose is something, your lips are too wide, your eyes are too open, you do this, you do that. People get angry about all of those things because of that feeling of vulnerability. Another thing that precedes anger is shame. It's a big one. When you're a kid and you're chastised by your parents or elderly people around you, you're shouted at, you're scolded and all of that, you feel ashamed. And that shame then turns into you being defensive because it's brought this fear around you. So you have to figure yourself out and still show strength. And so the act of showing strength when you're feeling shame, fear, vulnerability, your ego is bruised, or you're sad, you're not happy, and all of that. All of those emotions. Then you being angry as a way of defending yourself. Because you have to, reposition yourself. You can't let somebody just take you like that, and make your ground shaky. So you have to defend yourself. And the defensiveness is what, is coming on to this whole anger feeling that a lot of people do feel. Now, as I said before, being angry in itself is not the problem. It is what you do when you're angry that characterizes the human being that you are, the person that you are, and the things that you do, and all of that. People don't seem to care anymore. Good morning, Shyla. How are you doing, darling? But I am who I am. I can only give you me. I can't do anything, more than that. This is me. Take it or leave it. I can't be anybody else. All I can be is me. And that's all I'm doing. Now, what are some of the effects of being angry? What does anger actually do to you? What are some of the things that can come out of you constantly and always, perpetually being angry? let's talk about the health implications. This is something that I'm very passionate about because it doesn't happen often, but there have been a few times in my lifetime that I have been extremely angry. It takes a lot to get to that place, believe you me. You would have had to poke this bear a good long time. Auntie, good morning. How are you doing? Sister Vera, how are you? Sister Blessing, how are you? Good morning, everybody. It takes a lot. This gele is so simple. Maybe one day I'll show you. I also watched it on a YouTube video or something, and I also tried to do it, and it turned out like this. You know, but hey, we move. Some of the health implications about being angry, and this is really part of the reason why I'm here this morning, is that being angry elevates your blood pressure and your heart rate. I beg of you, Auntie, good morning. If you're a migraine sufferer, one of the things that I will tell you, as one who suffers it myself, is to not allow anybody to make you angry. Because that thing, it can end your life. I'm not joking, because I've experienced it before. It was scary. If you know you get really bad migraines, like those who suffer migraines, I hope there's somebody in the house that can relate to me. You get the aura, you get the jagged, wavy lines that nobody else can see, but only you can. And then there's this feeling and sensation. It's almost as if your tongue is 10 times the size in your mouth. And all these things I'm talking about are happening in 2 minutes. It's one boom, 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 bash, and you're done. And then within 3 minutes, the headache itself starts. Yeah. Some get it with nausea. I get the whole shebang, and it's not funny. When I was a teenager, one migraine attack could knock me out for a month. For a week, I'm in the dark house. I can't talk to anybody. I don't want any noise. If I eat, you're puking everywhere. It's disgusting. It's awful. If you get angry and you have migraines, they're two things. They don't go together. And I would tell you that a short while ago, some really catastrophic thing happened to me, which really made me so angry. I was ready to eat a human being alive, I'm telling you. But for the intervention of 3 or 4 or 5 women that I have so much respect and regard for, I probably wouldn't even be here to be doing this live video today. Yeah, you'd be reading about me in the papers. And that is what anger can do to you, health-wise. Those people, they held me. They did. And that's why a few days ago, I put a video out. I don't know who saw that video. But if you haven't seen it yet, it's just about 3 or 4 minutes long. And I want you to go back to that video 2 days ago and watch it. Where I was talking about always having people that other people are not even aware of. They're in the back door. They don't want to be seen, to be known, and all the fame and everything. But those people hold you. They hold you accountable. They support you in the bad times. They're excited and jubilating with you in the good times because they are just there for you. They just love you for you. If you find you one of those people, you are blessed. And those people, they held me. Those people, they held me. I'm sitting right now, right here, in one of those people's house. They held me, okay? They did. And none of these people, they're people that we all know. But none of these people want me to even come on here and tell you guys that this is who they are and this is what they did. They just love me for me, period. And those people held me. But for them, I would not be doing this video today. So if you know that you have any issues with elevated blood pressure, heart rates, migraines, headaches, seizures, epileptic fits, anything like that, I'm begging you. You need to find ways to keep tabs on your anger. Because if you don't, it will ruin you. It will destroy you. It will drain you. And your health will decline. And yet the person who made you angry, or the things that are making you angry, they get to sail away into the sunset. So please, keep a tab on your anger and your emotions. Sometimes I know the things that are happening can make you so irate. You are ready to, give person woto in their faces because it is so angry. It makes you so angry. You're so hurt. You're so mad. But please, you can use 20 years to, work on a project. Could be your marriage. It could be a house. It could be your life. It could be your profession, your career, your business, anything. But if you don't have tabs on your anger and have ways of channeling that emotion and that energy, that increased and elevated adrenaline that you're feeling inside of you, my darling, you will crash. Take it from somebody who knows. You will crash. And if it's not your health per se, it is these projects that you've built with your life. You will destroy them. I have seen somebody use 3 years, 5 years to build a relationship. And in a bout of rage, in 10 seconds, they destroyed everything. Today, if you ask Barbara Tommy's husband, who is in jail in Florida, I hope some of us can still remember that story. That pastor that shot his wife in the head 6 times and somewhere else, that is, down there in Florida. A couple years ago, this was all over social media. Yeah. I'm sure today, if you went back and asked Osinachi's husband if he would do anything differently after the event, after the rage has consumed you, it's almost as if you're living, something has come over you and there's some spirit being inside of you that is making you do things. But in 5 short seconds, you can ruin everything. If Barbara Tommy's husband could take back what he did, trust me, he will. But he can't. He took an innocent life for the heck of it. Thank you so much, Sister Vera. But that is just life. If you don't learn to control your anger, that emotion that you feel. Imagine that you're married to your wife or your husband, and then you have this discussion that makes you so upset, makes you so mad, and you just push her or you just push him. He stutters, he slips, he bumps his head on the pavement, and now he's bleeding through his ears and he dies. How would you feel? It was just a moment of rage. Yeah, he just pushed her. Yeah. It wasn't even meant to be anything. Yeah, but that push was the fatal push. For the rest of your life, you have to live with that. That is what you did. So, anger is a thing. Yeah, it's permissible to be angry. But if you don't learn how to process that anger, if you don't learn how to use that anger in a positive light, it will ruin everything of yours. Somebody once asked me a question, and we're going to do a live video later on in the day, and I'm going to ask you this question, and I want all of us to give an answer to that question. You have 2 choices, and I want to know your opinion. Or shall I say 3 choices? Would you rather have a man who doesn't cheat on you, or a woman who doesn't cheat on you, who doesn't use dubious means to extract monies from you, is faithful to you, but doesn't give you emotional peace, because that person is always outraged and angry, and when they're angry, they do things that are unthinkable? That's one choice. Or would you rather have a cheating man who gives you peace, does not fight you, does not come across to you, punching you in the face, saying all kinds of hurtful things to you just because they're angry, and says to you, if you hadn't done this, I would have also not done that, so it's your fault. You are the one who pushes me to become angry. And then when I do something, you turn around and play victim. Which one of these 2 men would you rather have? Or 2 women would you rather have? I want you to put that in the comment section and tell me which one of them you're going to have and why. I want the why too. 2 people. One is faithful, doesn't take money, anything, but is angry. And when they get angry, they do things. Auntie, you can't say none of the above. One or the other, you must choose one. Which one would you rather have? And there's a reason why I asked that question. Does peace of mind matter to you? Would you rather live with a man who is constantly angry? Angry for a whole host of reasons that have nothing to do with you, and takes that anger out on you? Or would you be with the other type of people? The one that cannot sit still in one place, but does not spew no anger towards you. Which one of the 2 would you rather have? Anger, as I've said, is an emotion that is permissible. You can be angry all you want. You can do whatever. But it is the things that you do when you're angry that matter. And that question is not some kind of a recipe or me condoning cheating, because anybody who knows me well on this social media space and personally knows that one thing that I absolutely detest is cheating. If you don't want somebody, just tell them you don't want them and move on with your life. But cheating, no. I want an answer. Feeling angry is something that we all feel that. We all get angry. But the outburst, you can meet a lovely, fabulous woman. When they are nice, they are as nice as anything. But when they're angry, ooh, the venom that comes out of their mouth is absolutely despicable. Good morning, Lilias. How are you, darling? The venom that they spew, absolutely appalling. There are some men that are as nice as rain. When they are nice, they are really nice. But just poke that bear a little bit. And when they project their anger from past hurts and other things like that to you, you would wonder what happened to this same sweet, innocent man that you thought you know. Some of us are living with those kinds of partners, but we just don't have the boldness to talk about them. Let me give an example of an angry man. Some men are angry because their whole lives, they've always dated women who are not standing on their own 2 feet. They're not empowered. They are always riding on other people in order to make anything of their lives. Why these men choose those kinds of women, I don't know. You have to ask the men. But there are some men that are angry because their whole lives, all the relationships that they've had, they've always progressively and consistently chosen women that are not empowered. They don't have money of their own. They don't have a voice. They're just women. And then when they have these women and the women are just taking advantage of their whatever and taking the money and spending it and all of that. When they eventually meet somebody else who is not like that, they just don't know how to handle it. Some men make a lot of noise about how they want, Sister Amma, how are you doing, sweetheart? Some men make a lot of noise about how they want progressive women that have their own money, they have a job of their own, they work, they earn an income, they have a voice, they do this, that, and the other. But then, when it comes down to it, when they are blessed with the same thing that they were asking for and praying for every day, they don't even know how to handle that. And I find that sometimes some of our brothers pick those kinds of women because, think about it. If you're not making your own money, if you don't have a job, and if you have to rely 100% on your other partner for survival, everything, down to your knickers, I'm sorry, but I don't see how you get to have a voice. I saw my grandparents' marriage. And I saw because the men were out there, the breadwinners, getting out there, working hard, supporting the family. The women has to be shush. When the men were out there having 2 and 3 side cocks and side hens and side everything, they had to be quiet. Because, the man is the provider. He's bringing all the money home. So I got to be quiet. If I want him to continue to look after our children, I best be quiet. But when you pick these kinds of men, or these men pick these kinds of women, and then they go on the other side of the fence and get women who are progressive, they work, they earn their own income and everything. Some of them just don't know how to handle these kinds of women. And I saw a comment from a brother saying that some women push their men. I want you to explain that, my brother. Idowu, have I said your name right? I hope so. Please. I'm still learning how to say the Nigerian names. I love them, but I hope I haven't decimated completely the names. Forgive me, sir, if I did, but I want you to explain what you just said because we're having banter and we're chatting here. Those kinds of men, I believe, pick those kinds of women for a reason. You see, in this life, you can't eat your cake and have it. You cannot eat your cake and have it. Whatever you decide to go for, there's pros and cons for everything. There are some men that want progressive women that have their own income, that are not going to become a burden on him and not going to do this and all of that. And they still want to also suppress these women and not allow them to express themselves how they are. You can't eat your cake and have it. If you don't want your woman to talk back or have an opinion, maybe if you go get the women that are not doing anything and they're going to be completely dependent on you, you can have that. They will have no voice. They'll shut up when you tell them to shut up. Thank you so much, sir. Idowu, brilliant. You can't eat your cake and have it. Thank you so much, Sister Amma. I think I know your views on some of these things, right? You cannot eat your cake and have it. I saw my grandmother marry my grandfather as a child. I used to wonder some of the things that she put up with. I heard the stories of my maternal grandmother, and it breaks my heart till today. Because she passed on at the age of 32, married to a man that did everything. And all she did was to stay home and raise children, whilst he went and planted children everywhere he went because he was a surveyor. Okay? And eventually ended up losing her life in the midst of that. And I saw that from that whole experience, my mom and her siblings are very different women. Each one of them standing on their own 2 feet and have a voice. They work hard. They grind hard. If you want a quiet, submissive woman, know what it would take to maintain one. Simple and short. But you cannot have a woman who is progressive, who works hard, makes money, supports you in raising your children, the family, and everything, and then expect that when you're going wrong, that woman cannot open their mouth or say anything, and they have to be in agreement with everything that you do. It doesn't quite work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. So I think that my brothers, sometimes also have to decide what it is that you want. Some men find a woman having a voice being, you want to wear the trousers. You want to wear the trousers. How is having an opinion wearing trousers if you're not doing something that is right? Sister Amma said something. She said, again, sisters, if you want to sponsor, understand how sponsors expect you to live with them. Brilliant. That kind of thing gets my emotions to a whole different place. And my sister Amma understands why. There are some fellas in today's day and age. That have also become like some of my sisters who just want to sit there and have men do everything for them. They come into your life and they are the sweetest things ever. They'll cook for you, they'll clean the house, they'll do this, and you get carried away by all of that. But you don't recognize that it is just a bait. It's like you trying to trap a mouse and you put cheese in the trap. As soon as you let your guard down, they pounce. They will move in with you. They will live with you. They will do everything and not complain. And some of us women, we like those things so much. We love those things so much. So he's moved in with you. He's cooking you gourmet meals on demand. You come back from work and he's massaging you. All those things are very lovely things. But oftentimes, by refusing to also get out there and grind like you're grinding, there's always an ulterior motive. And some of us pick these, but at least he doesn't worry me. He's always at home when I come back. Yeah, but when you're working, do you know where he goes? Or what he does? There's a story about this lady who took in this man. They were living in her house. And the woman thought, I don't want you the way you are. You're so handsome and everything. I don't want to have to fight with another woman for you. So you don't worry about it. I'll do everything. You don't have to do anything. You just stay home. And this woman was working 12-hour shifts 6 days a week on demand. All he does is to just lie in bed the whole day. He's on the phone talking to this one, that one, and the other, and whatever. But what this woman was guaranteed was that when she came back from work after the 12-hour shift, he was home. The house would be clean. He would have made a meal and everything, and it seemed all beautiful. But when this woman went to work, this guy would get up, take the woman's car, the car that she bought with her own money. While she's busy slaving away, this man is in town, chasing after everything in skirt. As soon as it's time to finish in the shift, he's back home. He's cleaned the house. He's showered and he's lying in bed. This thing went on for a very long time. By the time this woman found out what had happened, taking monies, she trusted him so much that he even had her bank card too. Yeah. Going around, withdrawing money, doing this, doing that. By the time my sister woke up to what was happening, she was 53. 53 years old. And something happened. It just happened that she went to work. She wasn't feeling good. And as a health practitioner, she was sent back home. When she went back home, the husband was happily having fun, with somebody back home. Enjoying everything. Oh, you don't worry. Next week, I'll send you 500 pounds. Don't worry about it at all. Yeah, can you show me? Yeah, I want you to show me your Bobby. I want you to show me. Yeah, they were doing that. Unbeknownst to the guy, because he was so carried away with what he was doing, and he had closed the living room. The telly was on, blaring in the background and everything. He didn't even hear when his main chick came home. She was lying in the bedroom, puking her lungs out and listening to that. It is painful. It is painful. Only to then go and find out this man had lied to her all this time. All the money that she had worked hard for, which she had given to him to go back to their home country to put up a house with. This man built the house, all right, but not in her name. She trusted him so much. It's like she just left everything to him without even checking. Please. Sometimes, when you're desperate, especially in Canada here now, I'm seeing a new trend. As soon as women, some of us get into our 30s, it's like, hey, my clock is finishing. If the clock goes 12 o'clock now, I can't do anything anymore. So I have to grab onto anything that I can find. I have to have it. I must have it. In fact, I have to have it. Oh, yes, some women lie too. I know. Some of my sisters do some very appalling things too. I know. I've seen some of my brothers work hard to go bring their spouses to the West to come join them so that they can live happily ever after. And then it turns out when the time comes to bring the wife and children through DNA, that 2 out of the children don't belong to my brother. I have seen that too. So I know that some of my sisters also do horrible things. I am not disputing that. It is both sides. It is both sides. Now, whether it is the man or it is the woman, the point I'm trying to make here this morning is that there are a lot of broken people that are mad, raving mad, because some of the decisions they made, some of the people they chose to associate themselves with have caused them so much pain. Instead of working through your emotions, being woke, waking up from your slumber, learning the valuable lessons and progressing as a person, they bottle all this thing inside. Bottle it, bottle it, bottle it, bottle it. And then when they meet somebody nice, doesn't talk too much, seemingly reasonable, and has a good head screwed on, they now want to project that anger from the past. You weren't mad at the person who messed up your life, but you're now mad at the new person that has come into your life, and you're trying to project that anger from way back onto this new one now. And I don't understand that. There are so many angry people on the surface of the planet, and you need to open your eyes. Don't take anything for granted. Relationship is a long-term journey. If you can't even take your little comments that you pass and has to start shouting like they've lost their mind, be it man or woman, you're better off distancing yourself from this. Because after the voice will come the hand, and worse. We are not taught to put ourselves first. You are so right. One can't be too careful. Yeah, God has to have mercy on us. Both men and women. Not going to take no one side. It is both sides. We all need to be very careful. There are a lot of women who are bitter because men took them on, led them on, and disappointed them. There are a lot of men that are mad because they themselves chose and made wrong choices that have messed up their life. And they're trying to project that anger and frustration on you as if it's your fault that whatever happened to them happened. But when they were deciding and enjoying, they didn't call you. We put up with too much by not questioning things. Thank you so much, Antia. But the whole reason for that is because, as you said, we haven't been taught to put ourselves first. That's one. But secondly, we also get desperate. Hey, if I don't grab this one now, maybe nobody else is coming. Let me take this one like that. Nobody is perfect. Yeah, it's true. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. But there are certain fundamental things. If you can't keep a handle on your anger, you better go find help and deal with your anger. Channel that anger into more progressive things than giving women and men woto. It doesn't make any sense. You can't always put yourself first all the time. That would be self-centeredness. But my darling, let me ask you a question. When you're boarding a plane, you're on board the plane. It hasn't taken off yet. When they're doing all these safety precautionary signs and announcements, what do they say? That you have to make sure that you're strapped in, and when the oxygen mask drop because of whatever has happened, you fit your own mask first so that you can help your brother or sister fix theirs. You have to be alive first to be able to support somebody else. And you can't give what you don't have. I've seen too many of my sisters give off everything. Everything. They don't leave anything left, like they are empty gas. Their tank is empty. And then one day the man will wake up one day and tell you, You don't look attractive anymore. Look at you. You're so run down. You don't rest. When I tell you to give me kangaroo style, you can't even lift up your hand. What are you? What is this? You can't even do anything. You're just lying there like log of wood. And when I don't go take side chick now, they will say, I am not a good man. Look at it. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that. Because they thought that, hey, marriage is the end all and be all. My God, you have to save your marriage. Is the man saving the marriage as well? Or is it just one person saving marriage? I always see my sister saving marriage. I hardly see any of my brothers saving marriage. The ones who do are few and far between. It is always my women. You women, it is your job. If the marriage will survive, if the home is going to be kept, it is you, the woman, that must keep your home. What is the man doing? What is my brother doing in keeping the marriage? Busy chasing side chick. Busy chasing side chick. And I know there's some brothers that are devoted and dedicated to their families. And if you're one of such brothers, hey, kudos to you. But some of these brothers are few and far between. That's all I'm saying. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth will only make the world blind. But it cannot be that my sisters are always the ones that are sacrificing everything. The men get to just do whatever they like. That can't be right either. A lot of my brothers expect, I don't know, like they think women have this automated battery that is put, like our tank never gets empty. You wake up in the morning, you have to make breakfast for your husband to eat. You have to cook for him. Then you get yourself ready. If they're children, you have to get them ready, drop them off at school, feed your husband before he goes to work. Some women don't even eat breakfast themselves, but they fed everybody else. And then get to work. By the time it's 9 o'clock and the wife is getting to work, she's already done a full shift at home. Then when she comes back at 5 o'clock and the man comes home and your two little children have thrown one shoe here, one this there, you the same man, you are shouting, how can a woman be, how can I be living with a woman? And my house is a big mess. Look at what you've allowed your children to do. Your children. When is the mess or the children are not doing well in school, it's the woman's fault. When the children are getting awards, hey, you see my children, you see my children, you see how sensible they are. They get sense, you see? Yeah. Some of my brothers don't give their wives no credit at all whatsoever. It is not just about bringing money home. It is not just about just bringing money home. It doesn't just take money to raise children. Money is part of it, but it's not all of it. You can't ask money to go and bathe your children. You can't ask money to feed your children. Make sure homework is done. You can't ask money to do that. So the woman does all of these things. Cooks for you, cleans your house, works and brings money home to help pay the mortgage, everything. And then crazy o'clock, you want her to give you grasshopper style, spider style, ant style, monkey style, like every style. Just think about it. If some of my brothers have to go to work, come back, make pounded yam and egusi and all of that, and then bathe the children, do homework, put them to bed, clean the house, do the laundry, wash the dishes. I'm sorry. Will you still have any energy left to insert SIM card? I want to know. So sometimes, like, think about it holistically. This thing that I'm doing, this is somebody's child. This thing, is it figuring, like, is it, how this thing, is it a balanced equation? When you come back home sometimes and your house is a mess, you have 2 hands, 10 fingers. You can clean the house too. Maybe sometimes instead of expecting your wife to come home and make dinner, just say, darling, I know you're tired. Today we'll just get a takeout so that you can all rest and sit down and enjoy it and have a chat and all of that. And then maybe there might be the opportunity for insertion of SIM card. And when you go and they say it's out of coverage area, don't get upset because, it's a lot. It is a lot. Some men get angry. You see now, every time it's Mother's Day, Mother's Day is everywhere. But when it's Father's Day, we don't hear anything. It's because of the effort that you put into being a father. That's why when it's Father's Day, there's no noise made about it. Because believe you me, the fathers that are real fathers, the men that are real men, they are celebrated too. They are. So maybe if you're not being celebrated as much, maybe we need to revisit that project of yours and figure out how to make it work. Look, what is good for the goose is good for the gander, You want a woman who is educated, or a woman who is self-sufficient, runs their own business, a woman who has her own money. But that also comes with some level of responsibility. If she has to cook and clean and do monkey style and spider style, what time would she spend on her business to bring the money home? If you're not prepared to support her in any way, shape, or form. A lot of my brothers have been made to think it's the woman that is the homekeeper. It's the woman that is the homekeeper. Those times are long gone, honey. Those times, they're long gone. If you're still in that primitive mindset, you need to wake up and smell the coffee. Pick and choose. If you want your wife to sit at home and do nothing, that means you have to make sure that she doesn't need anything. Provide her every need. And don't complain. But if you want a woman who also brings money home, helps pay mortgage and all the bills and everything, then understand that sometimes they'll be tired. There will come a time when you come back home, there will be no food at home, and you don't have to get upset because she's tired. 2 people go and insert SIM card and inside coverage area, and when the price comes, it's one person's responsibility. I don't understand that. Most women have sacrificed their own goals and passions at the altar of marriage, which may not have served them well. How many of our sisters, our mothers, our grandmothers were never able to bring out anything in them because the whole time they've been told that, yeah, it's your job to keep the home. In fact, there are still some men in 2023, I'm sad to say this, that think that the woman can only do 3 things. 1, allow SIM card to be inserted. So you are either the Samsung Galaxy S20 or you are iPhone Pro Max 14. That is one mission. 1. Number 2, you must know how to make a goosey soup, jollof rice, spinach, everything well. That's number 2. And you must take care of the man. Yeah. Make sure his every need you provide. Who is providing the woman's need? Because marriage is all about a relationship between 2 people, in my opinion, that are complementing each other. And so when my brothers are taking, selfishly taking from the woman all the time, what do you want this woman to do but to become a shell of herself? If your wife is looking older than her age, my brother, you're not doing a good job. It means there's something wrong. You need to go and reset those factory settings, because she's a reflection of the way that you're treating her. That is God's honest truth. If she's always tired and looking ragged, it means you are not doing something. So go and check yourself. I always get it. You're always supporting women. You never say anything for men. It's not true. It's not true. Like I said before, you cannot eat your cake and have it. Some of my brothers want women who are quiet, don't say anything, don't have an opinion, don't express it, don't talk. I am the man of the house, everything, and all of that. Every man's behavior is a result of his upbringing. Who should bring up better men? My brother Ike, think about it. It's because we didn't have any uncles and grandfathers and great-grandfathers that were good role models for my brothers. It's why we are the way we are. Women are doing their best. Where are the good role model uncles that are teaching my brothers how to be better men? Because my uncles themselves are doing some of the things we're talking about. They're married. They have 5 children. And they have 10 side chicks too. Inserting SIM card everywhere. Downloading pictures everywhere. Making videos everywhere. Yeah. So, on the day when he's no longer here, he had one wife official that we all knew about. But he had 46 children. And you know, the man now, that is just how they are. They cannot sit still. They cannot just have one woman. It's not one woman, they can't do it. You women, you just have to understand that that is how the men are. That is what we hear all the time. And not being appreciated hurts. It hurts so much. It really, really does. Not being appreciated, it hurts. Trust me, if you're a man, you provide the financial needs of your family, but you also provide the emotional needs of your family. You will see a big difference in your home. You always come back home roaring like a lion. The only thing you are good for is dropping money and leaving. That's all. When you come back home, you're screaming and shouting and making noise. Sometimes your kids are even terrified of approaching you. What is it? Is it a military camp? Is it a concentration camp? Just because you're angry. Some men are upset because they've made choices. They've gone to go and pick other women, other side chicks, and the side chicks are taking so much money from them, and then they come back and take the anger out on their wife and children. Like, I can't think far. It makes me laugh so hard. Now, who caused them? You went and brought wahala for your own self. Now you're angry at you. You're angry at your own self and projecting that anger to everybody. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. So I beg of you, please, if you have issues with anger, it's about time. You call a spade a spade. Accept what is happening. And go work on yourself. Because if you don't, it will drain you. It will cause you to lose everything. And if you don't take care, you won't even be here to tell the story. There's so many things that are causing people to get angry. Hey, Raskota, I haven't seen you for a long, long time. How are you? Take good care of the possession that is entrusted to you. Take good care. Both men and women. Take good care of the possession that you have. And if you see something as a possession, you cherish it. You go out of your way to do everything to protect and defend that treasure that you have. You nurture it, you clean it, you protect it, you defend it, maintain it. But when you're not maintaining, you're always taking from this asset of yours. Taking. One day there will be losses. So the person that you're living with is a reflection of, what you're doing. If you're doing it right, it will show. If you're not doing it right, it will show too. So please, if there's any pent-up anger that you're feeling inside of you, it is time that you address that thing. If you take away money in a relationship, some men have nothing to offer. How come a woman will do what? How come a woman will leave a man that gives her money to cheat with someone that gives her attention? What come a woman wants more than attention? Money is never enough. Money has its place. Not going to dispute that. It does. It gives you options. It makes things easier. But the fact that you give money alone, no. Look after the assets that you have and protect it with everything that you have. And the last thing I wanted to say here this morning is that there's so many of us that are bitter, that are hurt, that are angry because of a whole host of reasons. We've just touched the surface of anger today. There is something else that I wanted to say before I put this thing down here today. There are some men and some women who are angry because of their past. Like their parents, they think that their parents didn't do the best possible for them. Their parents didn't raise them. Their parents didn't give them money. Their parents didn't put them through school. Their parents this, their parents that. But once you pass a certain age, you can't continue to blame the person that you've become solely on your parents. The world is your oyster. You can still change and turn things around if you want to. And you're prepared to do whatever it takes to make it happen. So what are you putting on the line to make it happen? I've seen a 53-year-old woman decide to go back and get an education because that's what she wanted. She wanted to have a profession. I've seen somebody start with nothing. A housewife whose husband started sleeping around and having other children outside of the homestead just decided she was going to set out there. In 5 short years, she has a little clothing line for children. Everything children she sells. She has enough now to look after herself. The 2 children that the husband chose to throw away down the side of the road. And also her 2 other siblings because they're orphaned from that same little side hustle that looked like nothing. So there is really no excuse. There is so much that is inside of you The downfall of a man is not the end of his life. The downfall of a woman is not the end of her life. What do you want to do with your life? That's all that matters. So stop spewing this anger and being angry and making your woe somebody else's problem, because no. Thank you so much, Sister Joado. Mwah. Don't do that. Get out there. Clean the dust off your backside and keep moving. Yeah, I'm coming to that story next, darling. I've seen it. A policeman, removed his girlfriend because she cheated, according to him. Now they're looking for him. That is what anger can cause. Yeah. There are some men, when they have you, they think you are their possession. And so when you say you don't want them anymore and you want something else, if I can't have you, then nobody else will either. So they'll do whatever it takes to ensure that you're not here, you're not breathing anymore. So many people are guilty of that. I can see my sister Attractor. How are you doing, sweetie? I hope you're feeling better today. I'm completely broken. Anger, angry all the time. It's eating you up. Go and fix yourself. Go and face up to whatever is making you so angry. That pent-up thing that you're feeling inside. Go and work on it. Go. Go and deal with that. It's not anybody's fault. It's nobody else's problem. Go fix yourself. I am broken, honey. Every bone that I didn't even know I had hurts. That's how I'm feeling this morning. And I'm cold too. Go and fix and deal with your anger issues. Go and deal with them. Whatever it is that has upset you so much, because it's nobody else's fault. Nobody asked your parents not to pay your school fees to go to school. Nobody asked your dad to go and be spending time in other people's inserting SIM card. Nobody asked your parents to do that. Nobody asked your mom to not look after you. Nobody. So go and fix that. Go and fix that. And stop projecting all those pent-up, annoying, angry, whatever feelings inside of you. If you choose broke-ass people that are spouses that are not doing anything profitable with their lives, yeah, there's certain types of results that you can also equally expect. Okay? That's just how it works. So if you don't want that, then make better choices. It's as simple as that. Some of my sisters that are so angry with men because of the man that you chose to father your children, and the way he's ended up treating you has made you angry. And so you take that anger out on every man. My sister, go and fix yourself. You chose. Choices have consequences. It hurts so bad, but it's God's honest truth. And I say this to my own self as I'm speaking. Every choice that you make has a consequence, and you have to live with that choice, whether it's good or bad. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. So you can't come and make it somebody else's problem. Okay? You can't put anything around somebody's neck and try to strangle them because you made a bad choice. That's one, now your own problem. If you didn't take your time to see well enough, before you allowed the SIM card to be inserted, and now you have children. My love, now you cause them. It's painful, but it's the truth. Now you cause them. Don't come and make it anybody else's problem, because it's yours. It's your problem. You chose. Some of my sisters make choices of who should be the father of their children, you know, on the basis of how big the SIM card is. The size of SIM card is not enough to determine whether it's going to be a good SIM card or a faulty SIM card or a SIM card that has breaking, you know, transmission. And sometimes it is so hurtful. And he had me, and he gave me 2 children, and he gave me 10 children, and now he's being so horrible to me. But you chose. Because the people that you're putting your standards down for, thinking you are doing them a favor, my darling, when they rise above, they forget all the favors you did. You chose. It hurts, but it's the truth. Because you chose. Some of us women are so angry because, you know, now that life has gone around full circle, we're finding that there were these men that loved us more than sense, and we could have potentially had a better life if we had chosen those people. We went to choose some nonsense type of people. And now that our life has become rice and beans, rice and peas, we are mad. But you chose. You chose. Maybe this one couldn't give you kangaroo style properly. This one was stronger. Hey! Energizer battery could go all night long. When you wake up the next morning, it's like, ooh, ooh. The thing, they sweet me. Oh, they sweet me. They sweet me. It was so lovely. So yummy. The sausage, they sweet me. Don't chop the sausage, finish. Wahala don't come. Now you are angry. Who are you angry at? Who asked you to eat sausage? Who asked you? You decided to eat meat, no bone. No. You could have gone vegetarian. You did not. You saw the sausage. This one a German sausage. You don't chop and finish. Wahala don't come. Wahala don't come. Now who do you blame? Now who caused them? Now who caused them? It be me cause them. Strong meat, you know? German sausage. It is sweet. It be juicy. Juice dey inside. They enter every corner. They remove all the cobwebs where they the corner inside. Now you don't chop and finish. Wahala don't come. Now who do you blame? Who do you blame? Who do you blame? If it had bones in it, at least when you are eating it, you be steady, you know? So that you don't end up with injuries on your gum. But this one was smooth riding. Womb shifting. Oh, my darling, I love you, attractor. Yeah. You don't chop womb shifting sausage finish. The SIM card don't push all the things. Well. They feel your heartbeat. The lungs are all where it needs to go. Now who caused them? You know? So if you don't open your eyes or you're unable to see it well, and your choice ends up being a bad choice, you have to lick your wounds and move on. Because when they chop the sausage, you must watch them where. You have to see the manufacturing settings. You have to see where it came from. This one be real German sausage, or it just be imitate. Is it imitation? You have to be careful. Watch out for all the signs before. Pastor Patience, good morning. How are you? My sister Stella, how are you doing? Good morning. So I'm pleading with you. You cannot come and chop boneless meat. And then when the boneless meat choke you, come and blame somebody else for it. Oh. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So sometimes owning up to your mistakes, taking accountability for the choices that you made, learning the valuable lessons, because that's where the change comes, is the most important thing. Anger is a wasted emotion if it doesn't bring any progress. It doesn't. Anger is a wasted feeling if it doesn't take you to a higher, better place. Honestly, what's the point of being angry? If somebody says you are not good enough for him anymore, move on now. Move on. One man's meat, now another man. If this one doesn't want, this one will make you a prime minister for it. The same thing. It's all about the packaging. It's the truth. So don't waste any emotion with anger on anybody who doesn't think that you're worthy. Don't. The only anger you should feel from now onwards is anger at your own self, because that's the one that makes the progress happen. Right now, when I'm angry, a lot of the times it's frustration at my own. Oh my God. Wait till make I go chop this sausage now. Now look at all the problem with this sausage. This SIM card bring to me. That's the only thing that makes me mad. Getting mad at the other person. No. You have to understand that it is you who allowed it to happen. The man did not come and beg you. He did not come and beg you. It is you who chose. If you give him charger, take charge the phone. Don't come and blame anybody else. It's your own fault. You did it. You. So if you don't like the outcomes, you have to change. The good men don't always look attractive. They are the ones that are still wearing coats with shoulder pads with lines on their head. Oh yeah, packaging they inside. Imitate they inside. There are all kinds of imitations all over the place, but it is your job to open your eyes, to be able to pinpoint the good from the not so good. Your job to do that. So my darling, take responsibility for your own part in the whole show. I know it's hurtful. I know it's difficult a pill to swallow. But sometimes you need to swallow that pill in order to make progress with your life. Sometimes it has to be said harshly like this. With the pepper inside, where they burn your mouth. They set your mouth on fire. But it's the only thing that's going to give you the peace that you need. Gonna come and make bad choices and blame everybody and their dog for it. You chose. Your choice, your consequence. Deal with it. This man was not the man I should have married, and I was with him, and I did this for him. There was nothing I wouldn't have done for him, and he did this to you. Yes, you chose. So now you're left with 2 children. You have to look after them yourself. He has left you for somebody else because he says you're not good enough. What can you do? Likewise, a man. Go and take a woman, do everything for them, live fix them. And when you're done fixing, he says, so you're not my class anymore. I don't want you. Please, part in the whole show and go live your life. If no one makes you a priority, enjoy your own company too. Thank you so much, Sister Amma. Some of us just need to get comfortable by being by ourselves. If that is what is going to give you the peace that you need today. I was waiting for Pastor P to say what she just said. I'm looking like my mom today. Like, I think you're probably the 5th person that has said this thing in the last few days. Sika, have you realized that the older you're getting, I know you have big eyes and your mom doesn't, but you realize that you're looking more and more like your mom and less like your dad? What can I say? What can I say? Right? Oh, it's funny how your parents can even start looking like each other for being together for such a long time. Thank you so much, Pastor P. A breakup is better than divorce. Are they not the same thing? Well, I guess if you're not married, then you broke up. I get you, honey. True. True. Sometimes we forgo a lot of the signs. Oh, nobody is perfect. And this one, at least he doesn't do this or she doesn't do that. Oh, she's so nice. And then you make those choices and then it comes back to bite you hard. Because the person that you were seeing the best in is not spending any time seeing the best in you too. The person that you think you're making concessions for and compromising for and not going to appreciate your compromise. So please, if the heavens bless you to be able to pinpoint and see the problems right from the outset, don't gloss over it. Oh, what the hell? Don't do that. See it for what it is. Identify it for what it is. Don't compromise on your standards and move on. A lot of the times, not having peace, it costs you so much. Things that you can sometimes never even get back again. And a lot of the time, it's your youthfulness. Bad marriages have cost so many people so much. If they had been by themselves, so many things would have gone a lot better for us. Thank you so much, Pastor P. I'm back in my holiday home in Edri. That's why. And my nieces are not going to allow me to do this video if I don't come and hide here. So this is my hideout. Thank you so much, Pastor P. Different types of anger. Chronic anger, destructive anger, assertive anger, behavioral anger. So many types of anger. But whatever it is, you need to deal with it. You need to process why you're upset. And you need to do something about it. Some of us are just mad because we feel people have taken advantage of us. Who allowed them to take advantage of you? Did they force you? No. Oliver will always ask for more. So if you are not ready to give something to somebody and not even think about it, don't give. That is sinful. Don't do it. Many of us think it is our job to fix and tidy up everybody and fix their lives and their problems and this, that, and the other. My darling. My darling. I met a 26-year-old the other day. My biological clock is ticking. You know, if I don't settle down now and I'm not ever gonna find somebody. And I was just looking at her and I was just smiling in my head. I'm like, oh my God. What I would give to have my 26 years and those 20 years of the 20s back. How different things would be. You have all this youth and you're crying about things that don't even matter right now. Why don't you focus on positioning yourself? Why do some of us women think that we can't do anything of our own or for ourselves unless we have SIM card attached to it? But the phone does not need SIM card to turn on. It turns on by itself. If you don't need to call anybody, if you don't need to do anything, the phone can still be on and you can still use it to do things. I don't know why some of us think that we must. We must. I'm doing better now, my darling Tori. It's been a week. It's been 1 week. But being emotionally drained and tired. Maybe that's a video for another day. It's a real thing. I've experienced it firsthand and I would not wish it on my worst enemy. Roller coaster emotions. Video for another day. The SIM card is good when it aligns with your soul. But sausage where you go chop, where bone no dey inside, but e go dey choke you. I beg, make you chop kpomo like that. Make you just settle for kpomo like that. Because that is a better thing for you. Okay? But a lot of us, we just love the SIM card. We just love the SIM card. With all the problems with the SIM card they bring, with the chop am well like that. So please, make more responsible choices. Don't make choices solely in your feelings. Don't compare having fun to marriage. Yesterday, I watched a movie on Amazon Prime. If you have that, just trying to remember the title. If I can't remember it whilst I'm on here in the next 5 minutes, I will send the title in the comment section. Go watch it. But it was about 2 or 2.5 couples and they just all lied to each other. One person so there was a woman who was dating a man and then she felt sorry for her best friend. So she passed on her boyfriend, the boyfriend that she was with, that she still had feelings for, by the way. She passed him on to the best friend and married somebody else because the boyfriend was SIM card was SIM card ready, but was not marriage material. You know, everything around me is something that brings a lesson for me these days. Everything is about the lessons. So she passed on her boyfriend that she still has feelings for to her best friend and was still secretly doing mama and papa with that one. But she married the man who was dignified, had money, could take care of her and everything. But that man, the husband, the SIM card had no the job. The SIM card, they like baby carrot. You know the job. So, it's like, okay, I'll marry you because you're marriage material and the other one is good for the SIM card. Okay? Yeah. Then the best friend found out that the only reason why she passed on the boyfriend to her was because she felt sorry for her. But unfortunately, the friend had also fallen in love with the SIM card man. The best friend was also very rich. And because she fell in love with the SIM card man, she spent all her money sending him to China to go to school, came back, bought him a car and everything. But this SIM card man was still not giving this young woman attention. Even to the point that the few times where he put SIM card for iPhone 14 Pro Max inside, he was still busy moaning, calling the name of the other woman who was married to dignified man. So in the course of the whole exchange, the girlfriend heard him talk about or mention the other name, the girl of the other woman, whilst the two of them were doing mama and papa, and she lost it and drove him out of the house. So now this girl, in order to get back at the best friend, she also slept with her husband, the dignified man, to get back at her. Come and see Woto. Everybody lied, somebody did this to the other, and all of that. Now, the moral I got from that whole story is that if you have evil intentions towards somebody, it doesn't take very long for things to go around full circle and you pay a hefty price. There's a video that my sister Amma Manson did a couple days ago. And I still go back when I need something to have comic relief over. I laugh about it. I see the lessons from what she's saying, but it makes me laugh so hard. Anybody who lives by the sword also dies by the sword. We want to live by the sword. We want to dish it out, but we don't want to take it back. When the same dish we're giving out to other people is being served to us too. We want to get under everybody's skin. We want to talk about everybody and their dog. But you don't want anybody to talk about you. Hey, Chineke me, where does that happen? What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah. You just got to understand that if you decide that you're putting yourself out here, not everybody is going to love you. It's just life. The earlier you accept that already, the better. If you're good at dishing out, be prepared to take them too. It cannot be that it's always going this way. It must come back now. That's how it works. So if you're going to be here in this kind of spaces, social spaces, you better get some cojones because you need it. And if you dish it, you better eat it. If you're good at giving, you should be good at taking too. That's just how it is. If you haven't watched that video, go and watch it. Amma Manson, that's the page. Go. If you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Go and watch that video. Absolutely brilliant. It gave me a good kick and a good laugh. But there's a lot of lessons to learn from that. But for me, the thing that I'm so grateful for is the sense of sisterliness on this platform. Auntie, thank you so much. Pastor Patience, you know I love you. Amma Manson, God bless you. I can never say it enough. Like, there's some people, when I see them, when they're here, the energy is just a different kind of energy. Attractor, God bless you. Luba, God bless you. I don't think you're here today, but sometimes when you're talking about good people, they're not there when you're talking about them. If I said Attractor had big head now, somebody will screenshot that and send it to Attractor. The seeker said Attractor has a big head. But Attractor, God bless you. I appreciate you. Ekuamwa, I love you so much. There's so many amazing people. Abna Mekua, I love you so much. Abiba, to God bless you. Hey, Sister Gina, how are you doing? Yeah? I love you so much. Ajo Domensa. Yeah. I could go on and on and on and on. Adama, God bless you, darling. But it's good to have amazing people in your life that hold you, that, caution you, that tell you it as it is. God bless every single one of you. The love is deep. Hey, Mr. Kwame, how are you doing? We still haven't had our beef yet. We will have our beef. We will have it. How are you? I miss you and Amma Manson. I really do. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I love the socks of every single one of all of you. Without you, there's no point. I should be out there with my nieces pulling my hair. I want to do your hair. I'm going to do your makeup. I'm going to do this. Yeah. But I'm here because this family gives me energy. The good kind. You keep me on my toes, and I love it. And so thank you so much. Stay tuned for the next video coming in a few hours' time. There is something important that I want us to talk about this afternoon. So stay tuned for that video. It's coming. But for right now, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who has been on this live video. I've had an amazing, amazing time. You guys rock. Whew. Your energy, the love, the support. Like this morning, I woke up feeling some kind of way. Because I've been doing some exercise that I never thought in my wildest dreams that I was going to be having to do. Some by force exercise, I wish I could show you, but I can't. For privacy reasons, but man, Attractor, I know you can relate. Everything that can possibly hurt is hurting. A sign of the times. But all I want to say is that you are amazing. For those 3-4 days when between migraine and headache and changing schedule and all of that, I wasn't here. I was missing you so much. I was. And I wish I could show you what I was doing, but I can't. And it hurts that I can't. But I love you so much. Thank you, every single one of you, for being here this morning, for showing up, because you've given me the energy that I need for the rest of the day. But in the next 3-4 hours, we're coming back for yet another video. And it's something that I'm observing that we need to talk about. We should stop making belittle people and let... Oh, we got pampered. Are you sure, Pastor V? Are you sure we got pampered? I wish you had seen what we had to endure yesterday. Like, it snowed all day. Imagine dancing booga dance in snow, like -6, 7 degrees, with the wind chill on top of that is like -10, 11, and dancing booga dance with snow on your eyes and your eyelids and everywhere. That was no pampering, Pastor P. That was no pampering. You can ask a tractor. It was no pampering at all. A tractor says, I can't to my thighs, my ankles hurt. We're coming outside again next week. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, we have different types of anger, honey. We do. We do. But whatever the type is, you need to keep a handle on it so that it doesn't make you. Look at Pastor P. She's trying to pull my legs. Oh, it was fun show and cold dance. I don't like this kind of dance. I'd much rather dance inside the house. Where it's nice and warm. Oh, man. Yeah. But it was exciting, though. We had to make ourselves happy somehow. Some type of way. We had to rise above it. Something, you know, when something that is meant to be a punishment, something that is meant to make you uncomfortable, and you refuse to be beat down, that was what that was. Yeah. And when my Nigerian family brought down their house, oh my goodness, it was something else. Yeah. I want you guys to officially give me a Nigerian name. Yeah, so I'm going to put a tractor in charge of that. You guys here on here, you need to give me a Nigerian name because I think officially I've become Nigerian. So what name do I deserve? Please don't come and give me any horrible name that will give me nightmares. I want a name, a lovely, fantastic name. And when you're putting the sort of name that you want me to be here, you need to explain to me what the name means as well. Oh, we're doing Makosa next week. That's going to be something. Yeah, it's going to be something. Those kinds of dances that we did last week, if you know you don't have waist, please don't venture. You start going down, you see yourself sitting on the floor and not being able to get up again. Yes, I want you to give me a name. I want you to give me a name. Some people call me Ngozi. Somebody calls me Yellow Sisi. I've had all kinds of names in the past, but I want my Nigerian family in the house to give me a Nigerian name. Yeah. So I'm waiting for the name. Yeah. Take good care of yourself. Manage your anger. Deal with it. And don't make yourself sick out of it. Because the emotion is real. We all feel it. But turn that anger into a positive thing that will bring you progress. And not something that destroys everything that you've worked hard for with your hands. That is the message for today. I love you. God bless you. And I cannot wait to do the next live video. Mr. Jodo says, the despicable ones are those who blame their victims for making them hurt, instead of taking responsibility for. What is the meaning of Ijeoma? I don't know. I wish I knew. What does Ijeoma mean? My house, please. Nena. What does Nena mean? When you're bringing the name, you give meaning, so I understand it. And then I'll decide which one of them I'm officially going to be called in the house now. Since my family is Nigerian predominantly. And actually, when you trace back the steps of our lineage, it ends up there. So who knows? Maybe I'm Nigerian after all. Yeah. Nena is a nice name. I love Ijeoma too. So you guys, I'm waiting for my name. What does Nena mean? Ablazita, do you understand what Nena means? Father's mother. I love my father's mother. Okay, Nena. What does Ijeoma mean? And what does Nwachukwu mean? That's another name that I've heard a lot of, but I don't know what it means. What does Ijeoma mean? And what does Nwachukwu mean? Ijeoma is good journey? Wow. Okay. What does Nwachukwu mean? You want to give me a Cameroonian name? Go ahead. Oh, Nwachukwu means Godchild. I like that. Ah, and what does Ngozi mean? Ngozi, what does it mean? I'll have to say it properly. Ngozi, what does it mean? Chinyere, God's gift. Oh, that's a nice name too. So I'm going to tally it all down and then narrow it down to however many people said Ijeoma and Nwachukwu and Chinwe. Ngozi means blessing. That's a good name too. Yeah. Okay, so now we have 4 names. We have Ijeoma, we have Nwachukwu, we have Chinyere, and Ngozi. 4 names. Right. We're going to put it to the vote. And then we'll see which one comes up the top. And that's going to be my name on here. Yeah. Mama Ngozi, Chinyere, and Nwachukwu. And what was the other one? Ijeoma. Yeah. Lovely. Lovely names. Each one of them. I love them so much. So I guess there are no other names. 4 names. We're going to choose. And then that's it. We take whichever one comes up tops. And that's my new name. And I love my Nigerian family so much. They've shown me so much. Oriaku, so someone who has come to enjoy wealth. You have to show me how to say that name properly, Attractor, when we meet on Monday. Oriaku, is that how it says? Yeah. Omotola, what does that mean? Name, meaning. Omotola. Attractor, what does Omotola mean? That's a lovely name too. I love the actress Omotola actually. Okay, you can tell me on Monday when we meet up, but what does Omotola mean? You have a brother called Felix Sosu. I know him. Can you send me a picture of him? Because there's so many people I can only remember by seeing a photo of the Oh! Okay, it's a Yoruba name. All right. Nena means the grandmother's incarnate. Oh, it's a nice name. I like Nena. When I hear the Nigerian movies, I love it so much. Nena, Chinere. Yeah, I love the names. I do. So we're going to put the names to a vote, and then we're going to choose one, and then boom, we're done. And then Sika is now the queen of whatever name it is. And we're going to rock that name. I love you so much. God richly bless every single one of you. We're coming back in 2 to 3 hours time, and there's something else that I want us to talk about then. Okay, so let's do that then. God bless you all so much. I love you so much. Thank you. Giving me all the energy that I need for the day. I need a lot of it. Wish me luck with my nieces as well. God bless you. Thank you so, so much. I love you. Bye.